Hello and welcome to the Understory podcast. I'm your host Kelsey, and in today's episode we are going to be deep diving into the world of self-employment. Whether you're considering going solo or you're just curious about what it takes to make it on your own, this episode will be packed with insights that will guide you into the world of work and business. And I am thrilled to welcome our special guest today, Phil Pedders-Smith. He is a seasoned self-employment advisor who has helped hundreds transition from traditional jobs to successful self-run ventures. So, Phil, thank you for joining us.
I'm very happy to be here, Kelsey.
I'm very happy to have you here. Awesome. So, Phil, I obviously met you just before I started this podcast.
Yep.
And you gave me a lot of advice on how I can get my roots started, and I thought you would just be the most perfect person to interview or have this conversation with, because I find that in today, people are struggling to get back into work since COVID, struggling to start businesses. They don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So in your experience, what are the biggest challenge that job seekers face today?
So first of all, if we look at, say, searching for work or searching for jobs in the first place, that can be extremely stressful. There's jobs out there, but there's so many people applying for these jobs, and each and every single knockback is another knock on your mental health. And no matter how resilient you are, at some point you're going to feel it and think, well, why am I not getting this job? Why didn't I get there? I can easily do this job. What didn't they like about me? They didn't even contact me. Then you start to then reflect on the inside and go, am I good enough? Am I worthy of doing these jobs? That alone can be very stressful and very off-putting.
Yeah, I completely agree, because that is what I took after COVID and after having my daughter. I took hit after hit after hit, and I was thinking, I'm more than qualified for these positions. What am I not doing right? So yeah, I understand that.
You start to quiz yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that. You also have, I think, ageism as well, unfortunately, even though people are saying it's not a thing.
Is that still a prevalent thing then? Okay.
So the company I work for, prior to that, I was applying for job after job after job, and I do know that it was my age. I could easily do the jobs really easily, but I know that, and I did some research into it at the time, because I thought to myself, look, there has to be something to this.
There's a reason why.
There's a reason why I'm not getting interviews. There's a reason. And I put it down from, I went through a lot of research, but what I broke it down to was the fact that there are a lot of young people in positions now, and taking on someone older than them that probably knows more than they do, they're very protective of their own position. They don't want someone coming in and taking that away from them. But the reality is that's not the reality. An older person can bring, yes, they can bring their knowledge in, but they can bring a lot more that can enhance
the company.
But they're overlooking that, I believe. They want young blood in. I
think it's also a part because when you're younger, you have less responsibilities, and you have this first, don't you? They believe that you're kind of malleable when you're young. You haven't been in a certain career or in a certain position for so long that they're worried you're not going to be able to kind of come out of that or do things their way.
Yeah.
So I noticed also that when I was young, anyone would take me on.
Yeah.
And I found it very easy to just get up and build up and build up.
Yeah.
And obviously turning 30, having my daughter, having my flexibility altered, and obviously having done certain positions, running certain businesses, I was just thinking, well, why does no one want me? I'm seasoned, I'm flexible, I can still, I can do all kinds of things. So yeah, I think ageism, I did say, is it because I'm older? Is it because I'm a mother now? They know I'm going to be...
That is part of it as well.
Yes.
The other part of that as well is that, being older means that you have a lot of older people, so like elderly parents, for example.
Yes.
Is this person going to take time off now to care for their mother or their father who are really old? Because if this guy's in his 50s...
Or themselves. Are themselves going to have health issues.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's, it is there. And I don't care what anyone says. It literally.
I know they like to say that they don't discriminate. They have to in their processes, but when push comes to shove, they are obviously going to pick who they think's best, and they probably are going to want the younger, freer, malleable employee.
Yeah.
So that would be a very big challenge that we face still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think as well, like. So again, for say people over a certain age, not everybody went through university.
Yes.
We learned on the job.
Yes.
We gained our skills and our experiences. Yeah. So we did it that way. Whereas now, there's a lot of younger people who are going to university. They're coming out with degrees and whatever in said position or whatever they're ready to. So a lot of companies are looking at that more than they would the experience.
Like undergrads and that are specific in that area rather than just taking chances now. Yeah,
but it's back in the old days. It was who you knew.
Yes.
But also your experience. Now it's to do with what piece of paper have you got, which is I'm not against, obviously.
No.
But if you've got say 20 years experience in a particular field and someone's just come out of school, for example, that person's more likely to get the job.
Yes, 100%. I agree.
Yeah. So we can look at sort of the single parents as well.
Yes.
You're a single parent. You've got a podcast going.
Yep. And doing a degree. because I don't have that on paper, and I know how hard it is changing career in the sector I want to get into.
Yeah.
No matter how much kind of experience I have where it's not been good enough. I know a lot of people, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
I need that piece of paper
to open the doors.
But then even when I get that paper, I'm still turning older and I'm still a single mother.
Yeah.
It's still going to be quite hard for me.
It is, but you're navigating it.
Yes.
A lot of single parents will find it very difficult to get a job because, again, if they can't get the proper childcare, they can only do maybe the hours in between when the child is at school. Companies aren't looking for that. They want someone 9 to 5.
They don't want to have to split hours and worry about you coming and going and your kid's sick, which is understandable, which led me to thinking I should probably just employ myself, which led us here today to this wonderful conversation that we're having.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to consider when you stop looking for that kind of 9 to 5 normal job.
Yeah.
And in your view, what is the common mistakes that people make when they're looking for jobs or looking to go self-employed?
If you're money, finances, is a big one. So they have this dream or this vision that they're just going to make something or have a service that they can offer and just go off and do it.
And it's going to be all amazing.
And it's all going to be amazing and it's wonderful. That's fine, but there's kind of like one of the three things that I look at when I talk to people is it financially viable?
Yes.
So, for example, let's just say
that was one of the first questions you asked me when we met, and I was I'm not so sure, Phil. We'll wait and see.
Well, let's find out. But it's really, really important because the thing is, I'm going to throw a complete, this is way out there, but it's just to emphasize the point. Let's just say you need to earn 10 grand a month to live on because you have this wonderful lifestyle that you've been used to, accustomed to. Yeah.
So you've built a life for yourself that requires a set amount every month.
Big amount each month, 10 grand a month.
Yes.
And you think, right, this new widget that I can import, I'm going to sell that. It's going to give me the lifestyle I want. It's going to pay for that. And you buy widgets and you sell them for a tenner. And the most you can sell is £10 a month.
Right.
Not a business, not viable.
No.
At all. You've got no chance.
That's the thing. It needs to be. That's the thing. People also think that they make unrealistic expectations for themselves very early on, I find, and that can be very disheartening for people.
Absolutely.
I firmly believe it takes 2 years to establish a business.
And longer.
So when people don't see them results coming in and that money coming in, they get disheartened or they stop or they give up or,
And so that will take me on to the point of like, one of the things I do say to people is, look, your idea is okay as long as it's financially viable.
Yeah.
So let's just say they need 2 grand a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
reasonable.
Yes.
And you're cleaning and you charge £20 an hour. You need to do 100 hours a month. That's doable.
Definitely doable.
Yeah.
That's part-timer.
Yeah, and that's just to get you the $2,000. And obviously, you'll need a bit more than that to obviously pay for stuff and whatever.
And taxes.
And yeah, and
that's
save
another
taxes.
thing we'll come on to as well in a bit.
Yeah, but now we're looking at something that's okay. That's feasible. You've got all the hours you want. You're not held back by anything. You can use your clients' products because they'd rather use their products than maybe bring in your own because that's what they're used to.
Yeah.
So your overheads are very, very low.
Yeah.
And you're going to work from home, sort of thing. You can just travel around.
Well, you'll do all your own admin. It's not a very high cost business.
No, it's not, and it's a very easy one to get involved to start up.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So now we're looking at something that's viable. Brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now we can talk more.
So it's more about kind of assessing your skill set.
Yeah.
And working out which of them are financially viable as a business idea.
Yeah.
So that's a great place to kind of start.
It's a good place to start. But the other thing as well as what I'd throw in on that as well is that when you start a business, don't think that once you open the doors, the money's going to come flooding in. It doesn't work like that.
Mm.
I think what's happened is social media has really, really driven it into people that you could be a millionaire by the end of the week. Look at me standing next to this Lamborghini and I'm only 21.
Yeah, all you've got to do is crypto or jump on OnlyFans.
Exactly. It's all pure nonsense.
It is.
And unfortunately, what they're doing
it's marketing from the companies, but people don't realise that, unfortunately.
No, they don't.
And they're giving people unrealistic expectations of what they can earn and how quickly
they can earn it.
Yeah.
So the reality is, if you start a business, and I do say this to a lot of people as well, not everyone, but a lot of people I speak to, start the business. It's fun, it looks like it's financially viable. Go for it, but take on a job as well, whether full-time or part-time. Have some money coming in, because when you start, it's going to be slow going, and it could take you a long time for it to actually kick off and bring money in. And I do firmly believe that it's easy to start a business. It's easy. Running it, that's the hard part. The stresses of running a business, they're there. They're real. The stresses of the financial side of it are there. So if you've not got some backup money, or you haven't got some sort of part-time or full-time job that you can work on while you build your business, because it's going to take a long time, the stresses are going to be way too much. And in 6 months, no money coming in, I can't deal with this, I'm quitting. Done.
That's a recipe for failure, basically.
100%.
So, the idea is to preferably have some sort of income in.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're full-time, it's going to be difficult to work fully on your business a lot. I'd say at least part-time would be ideal, enough to kind of cover your bills and that until everything takes off. Because as you said, it takes a while to build up a customer base. That's another thing people don't take into account. They think, oh, well, I've got my business, everyone will come. Well, no, not necessarily. They need to know you're there.
Yeah.
You need to really push yourself out, maybe advertising. You have to think about all aspects of your business. It's not just how much your product is worth.
No.
Who are these people that are buying it, and how are you going to get to them?
Yeah.
How are they going to find you?
Exactly. So your
that's another realistic kind of expectation they need to manage as well.
It's the marketing. No marketing, no customers.
No. I mean, there's only so much you can rely on for word of mouth, and word of mouth takes so much longer. Yeah. Locally, it's great, if you just got a small local thing, but if you, on the grand scheme of things, if you want a viable business that's bringing real money in, you need to advertise. Yeah. Advertising and marketing can be everything.
It can, but networking.
Networking is my absolute favourite way to deal with things. That's how I meet a lot of you wonderful, intelligent people that are kind enough to join me and discuss these issues that we face in life at the moment. Well, we've always faced, but that seem very predominant at the moment. There's been obviously quite a change in the way that people work since COVID.
Yeah.
Which has probably led to a bit of a change in the job market. Also, with the introduction of things such as AI, that's another big topic for me. So I wasn't aware until I recently went back to try and find work that people were using AI programs to look through CVs and scan for keywords.
Yep.
So now it's not just you need one decent CV and then an individual cover letter for every company. Now you need to tailor-make your CV keywords to hit the exact keywords.
Yes.
But then I just feel like, okay, they're making you jump through hoops of fire now to even get an interview.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. They want people that are dedicated. But then if I could be the best person for the job, but I left out one keyword, and my CV didn't even make it to a real human.
Yeah.
And that's also very disheartening, because you just think, well, an AI program is deciding my fate right now.
Yeah.
Have I tweaked this enough? And you just think I've got so much more to offer than these keywords, and
it's the only way they can. I mean, you think about putting a job out,
yes,
and then you've got 300, 400, 500 people applying for the same job.
It's
It's humanly impossible to sit down and start to literally go through all of these.
It's a smart way to filter through.
It is, 100%. But like you said, there are going to be those that will get caught out. So the more, a lot of people are fearful of AI. They don't like the idea of AI. Unfortunately, AI is here to stay, and it's gonna infiltrate pretty much every part of your life.
I keep saying I think we're gonna have to learn to embrace it. I myself
100%.
was scared, but I've been embracing it even with setting up this podcast. I used AI to teach me how to build a computer,
right,
and what I needed to have a real good computer with decent editing software. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Before I would have had to pay someone to build this and to buy all of this for me, YouTube videos, but AI is just so in depth. I was like, wow, you're like a little teacher right now. So I was like, okay, maybe I can embrace it, because before I was like, damn, AI is not getting me a job.
Yeah.
It hates me. And now I'm like, no, let's utilize this. So I think you're right. If people start to utilize it, because it's not going anywhere,
No.
then I think it can actually be a big help for people in their businesses.
Oh, 100%. Learn how to use AI. It's coming. You might as well embrace it. You might as well go along for the ride. Learn how to use it. I was speaking to a girl the other day. She was talking about illustration. She's not long out of uni, but she wants to be an illustrator. I said, that's great.
It's a difficult job to get into, surely.
It's very, very difficult to get into.
Very niche.
Very niche. So we started discussing it, and then I said to her, one of the things that's going to hit you hard is AI.
Yes.
Because I could create a design on a computer, and I could then, simply, I don't even have to do that. I can simply ask AI to create for me
images.
She showed me some of her artwork. One of them was a spider thing.
Yes.
Not a big fan of spiders, but it was a spider. And I'm saying to her, look, I could in like no time at all ask AI to create for me a spider.
And a series of pictures for a book, and then you
Correct.
can also ask AI to write you said book.
Correct. Yeah. Ebooks, easy.
Is it?
I'm writing ebooks.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Obviously, I won't go into the whole process, because we'll be here for a whole hour discussing it.
Yeah, I
but
wanna hear about
basically,
it.
write it. You go through it. You make alterations. You get it to, ultimately you need to put your mark on it. You don't just get it to do it and then off you go. It doesn't work
No.
like that. But what I said to her was, look, you will need to embrace, if you want to do this, you will need to embrace AI. It's the only way you'll have a chance.
It's going to be a competition. If not, if she doesn't embrace it, then it's just competition.
100%. For example, you've got your spider. If you digitize that and put it into AI and ask it now to create 3 other versions of that, colors, different things, you're now using AI to create images of what you have, your style. Now you've got 4 images to use. Embrace it. Use it to help you in your business. So,
you can even use it for accounts and things.
Of course you can.
Do your accounting.
AI agents are going to be like, I'm looking at a business now where we're looking to take away as much of the physical work of what we would do in terms of admin and the steps in that, and start to get AI to.
That's the thing, it's money saving
majority of
for
it.
business as well. But
Yep.
like I said, with starting up this, before when I started up a business that I sold, I had to pay someone to do the website because I had no idea how to code and deploy a website.
Yeah.
I used AI to code my website and deploy it.
Wow.
I have saved, the costs that I have through just using AI are minimal compared to what I would have had to employ people to do certain things.
Well, I used to be terrible for that as well. So before AI came along, the businesses I had, I learned how to create websites.
Goodness me.
I learned how to do all these things because for me, I wasn't going to bring someone in, because normally what I do is I'll start a business, but I'll start it with nothing, pretty much nothing, because it's the challenge.
I like to start them from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a longer process. A nice bag of money would be nice.
It feels better though when you get there, doesn't it? It does feel very good, I will say.
And there is that side of it. If you start a business, and this goes back to the starting a business side thing, if you decide to take out a loan because you believe your idea is going to work, and you take out, say, 15 grand, and then nothing happens, now you're lumped with 15 grand loan that you've got to pay back. So that's another thing that I would, it depends what sort of business you're starting up, but let's just say you want to start. I like to use cleaning because it's simple, and you're going to get a van and you're going to do this.
So you would suggest the lower overhead businesses
options
to start with.
Yeah.
Unless you're already pretty comfortable in the money region, then
Exactly.
you don't have to worry as much. But
Well,
for a normal person like myself,
it's testing the waters.
Yeah.
Test if the idea is going to work. If you take out a big loan because you think it's going to be great,
it's extra pressure as well.
Financial pressure. Now you've got to pay that loan back.
Yeah. So you've already started off on a bit of a negative.
In a bit of a hole.
Yeah.
And you've not tested the market, and then you go out and test it, and you go, well, actually, no one wants my service.
Well, this isn't working, and I need to. Yeah.
Best just to test it, see
And
what
then
happens, slowly build it up, and go from there. And then if you think, right, okay, this has got legs, this is happening, it's starting to, 6-7 months, a year,
It's flowing
18
nicely.
months, it's flowing nicely, things are happening. Now you can start to look at maybe getting in some investment.
Okay.
And sort of and going with it. If you do it right off the bat and you haven't done any research, you haven't done anything,
And you start pitching ideas to people, it's probably not going to go that well, is it?
No.
It's all good and well having faith in your own idea, but when it comes to investors and putting an actual business out there, you need other people to buy it and have faith in that product or service that you are offering.
But it's easier to get the money as well later because now you've got some history.
Yeah.
Look, these are my financials for the past 18 months
This
or
is
the
what
last
I've
2
been
years. This is what I've
doing.
been doing. This is what's happening.
This is the potential if you invest of your returns. You have something to pitch, something worth their time.
There's something tangible for them to look at and go, wow, okay, I like this.
Yeah, this could benefit my company.
Yeah, if you rock up to the bank going, I want a 15 grand to start my cleaning business, and they're going, all right, so what have you done so far? Oh, I haven't.
I just, thought it'd be a really great idea.
Yeah.
And here I am.
And I don't drive, and I live in a little village with 5 houses.
They'll be like, where are you getting your customers? How are you getting there? Like you said, it's overheads, it's viability in everything.
Yeah.
So going back to kind of setting realistic income goals and managing that regular cash flow at the beginning.
Yeah.
How would you recommend how it's best for people to deal with that?
It's not a race. You take your time, and as we just spoke about, start off nice and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need to pour a load of money into this straight away. You want to test the waters. When it comes to money coming into the business, to manage it, and again, your first year or so, just keep everything simple. You don't have to have like the all singing, all dancing accounting software and accountants standing over you and all
Just
of
keep
this.
track.
Just keep track is basically it.
Yeah, receipts and things.
Yeah, so a simple suggestion. The first year, you need to concentrate on getting the business in. You don't want to get caught up by accounting software and all this, that, and the other. But you keep it simple. It's keeping a track. So you have a separate bank account.
Yeah, a business bank account,
Ideally a business bank account, but even just starting out, if you've just literally, again, going back to say cleaning, a normal current account is fine. The point is you keep the money separate.
So that it's easier to trace.
Yes.
It doesn't interfere with any other money you've got going in or out.
100%.
Okay.
You do not put what you earn into your normal current account.
Okay.
Because then you have zero idea how much you're making.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't got a clue. Whereas if you've got a separate account just to get you started until things start to pick up, then you can move over to the business bank account. You can see, oh right, okay, well I've had £1,000 comes in this month and I've spent £400 on product and equipment and travel and all these. That's great. Now you can see where the money is.
Yeah, what your outgoings are and what you have left
Correct.
at the end of that per month. So you can kind of from there can you then work out roughly how much kind of tax you're paying and then set aside a little pot for that. Yeah, that's one thing that I find people really struggle with in their first year. They don't think about tax.
No, big mistake is, and I got a horror story, but big mistake is the money coming in, people assume it's theirs.
It's not, is it? No. So
No, I had a horror story many years ago. The director, this was before I started working with him. He had a manufacturing company with 3 others.
Okay.
So it was 4 of them in total. And they brought in, they had something like £75,000 now.
Okay.
They thought that was theirs. So they took it, split it, spent it. Nice cars, nice this, nice that. And then the tax man comes knocking. couldn't afford to pay it, company closed. They killed the company because they made that the simple mistake of thinking that 75 grand, I've worked hard for this, I'm taking my quarter, boom, business gone.
Because they didn't have anything to pay their tax with.
No, not at all.
You're in debt already now.
Yep.
You owe tax, and that's not a good way to start.
No, it is not. So this is the analogy I use for everyone, just to keep it nice and simple. Let's just say, so we're in July. You make £1,000. Keep at least 20% of that to the side. So £200, keep it in the account. Dude, that's not yours.
Every month.
Every month. The next month, another £1,000. That's another £200. Now you've got £400 in the account. Do not touch it. It's not yours.
Yeah.
That is for your taxes. Now, whether at the end of the year you do pay tax or not, depending on how much you've made.
So what is the threshold now, I believe? Isn't it about 12 grand?
12 and a half.
£12,500?
Yeah.
And then you start...
And then you start paying taxes
and
after
that's
that.
20%, yeah?
If you're taking out X amount of pounds, depends how much you take out for wages and whatnot.
Right.
So what happened is, at the end of the year, you do your self-assessment tax return for HMRC.
Which is done online now, isn't it?
Yes.
Back when I used to be self-employed, it was, all paper and receipts, and
it was.
You could kind of just chuck it all at them and say, here you are.
Here's a big bag of receipts.
Yeah.
But this comes back to keeping everything organised, to keep your costs down as well. You do your, how much did you earn, what are your expenses, taxman, they go away, they have a little crunch some numbers. They'll come back and say, right, you owe us tax, you don't owe us tax, or we owe you.
Okay.
There's 3 options. If you owe them and they say, right, you owe us £1,000, guess what? I've been saving this month. There's your £1,000.
And it's no worry then.
No worries.
No
it's
stress.
Paid. It's done. They go
your
away.
Your business is still there.
Everyone's happy. And the extra money now that you've accumulated and squirreled away.
Is that yours?
That's now yours.
Okay.
So you now have the option. You can either, take a chunk of that for yourself for extra wages because you've been scrimping at what you take for the year just to make sure there's money in the account. Or you can put it back into the business, more marketing, more product, maybe clothing, branding.
I'd say the first couple of years is a good thing to invest some money back
100%.
in. If you can, that is. Which
100%.
is why it goes back to you saying, you would advise people have another job or another form of income while starting up a business. It makes sense.
Exactly.
Because it is very stressful if you don't.
Yeah. And the thing is, going back to that job, if you have that part-time job, but a lot of people have been like, no, because I just want to be self-employed, blah, blah, blah. That job is going to help you with your self-employment. Yeah. And it's temporary.
Ultimately, if you want to get that dream, sometimes you do have to make sacrifices. And
100%.
You will need to have that mundane job that you don't want so that you could eventually get that dream position or that dream business that you've always wanted to do.
If you're not prepared to take sacrifices and make sacrifices,
probably not a good idea to be self-employed.
Yeah.
Might be better to work for someone else.
Work for someone else and just get on with it.
Yeah.
So with the tax thing, you paid that, and now you just carry on with your next year. If you need to get like an accountant or anything like that, because you've been keeping simple records, and like for one instance is like for the first year again before you have accounting software or anything, you can use spreadsheets obviously, like a little book, money in, money out.
Excel
is great. I've got I
use
use
Excel.
Same, but not everybody is computer literate and wants to use
computers.
Yeah,
can teach you everything.
But they're not AI.
Oh, not AI savvy. They're not embracing it
yet.
They're
not embracing it yet. They're still stuck in the old paper version.
It's the catch-22, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scared of technology problem as well. That probably can hinder the older generation in job searches, I guess, and finding work as well.
Not just... I've spoken to young people as well who don't use social media, and they don't want to use it. And I'm like, you have to use social media.
These days, yeah.
100%.
I mean, even when I visited America, they want to know your social media account so they can check on you and see what you're about.
Yep.
Having an online presence is such a big thing now, and I understand people who don't want it. They're quite private and discreet, but when it comes to either starting a business or being a public figure or anything of the sort where you want to promote and market, you're going to need social medias.
And this is what I say to them. I say, look, if it's not about you yourself, you don't have a personal account,
focus it on the business.
Set up a business one. 100%.
And do it all based on literally your business, your products. Doesn't have to have your face in.
No.
You don't have to say a word.
No.
But have a face on the internet.
Yes.
Because that's one of the main way people are going to see you these days.
You can have a website, you can talk to people or whatever, but they're still going to go away and do their due diligence.
Yes.
Oh, so this cleaner is I'm going to just check. Oh,
check the reviews. People like to check the reviews on
Yeah.
products, on services now.
Yeah.
A big thing, you know, you type in Google and you get pages of reviews.
yes.
So
100%.
you need that kind of presence. Yeah, you need an online presence in this day.
It's added. Oh, you totally put yourself out there as well.
Mm.
Literally, you know, like LinkedIn is great if you're a professional. Instagram is great for photos, obviously.
Yes.
Facebook for advertising.
Yeah.
Because you can niche it down
Yes.
and to
You can.
specific
You
areas.
can on kind of TikTok do more niche kind of styles now.
And TikTok, full stop.
It's just
That's the new nightclub now.
Yes.
Everyone's left
Yes.
Facebook and then TikTok is where it's happening.
Is the thing, you know.
Yeah.
I put up a couple of videos just of me sat here looking around my studio, and you know, and they also have advertising, so you know you can put money down, like on Facebook where you target your audience.
Yes.
They've got a little more savvy with their advertising now, and obviously you've got TikTok Shop now,
TikTok, yeah.
so you can sell your own merch on there.
Yep.
So TikTok is such a great way, and I used to be scared of it. I was like, oh, I'm too old for TikTok. I am far too old. It's brain rot. But then I thought, utilize it.
Yeah.
It's all about utilizing these things that I'm scared of, embracing and utilizing.
TikTok puts you in front of so many more people.
So
it's
many
absolutely
people.
ridiculous. I remember 2020, I think it was. I was
Mm.
back home in Ireland with the folks, and it was New Year's, and we were just looking for something to do.
Yeah.
And obviously TikTok was a thing, and I said, should we just do some of these silly dance things and just a bit of a laugh? And I joke you not, one had, well, like within a few days, had over 300,000 views. I'd only just gone on. It was insane. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think it reached half a million in the end.
That's crazy.
And many months later, that video, I had Kellogg's brand get in touch with me because they wanted to use that clip in one of their promotions for one of their bars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's brilliant. How did that happen? That's what I mean. It's the most unsurprising things that
Yeah.
go viral. You're like,
Yeah.
you will put a video up of something that you think, oh, no one's
Yeah,
going
it's
to
just
care
a bit.
about.
We just did
Having
it
fun.
Yeah.
And then it blows up and you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
This is what I say to people. Like, I'll say to them, and use TikTok. And that's so I'll go through all the things and I'll go and use TikTok, and they look at me going, what?
No,
TikTok? That's for young people. No, seriously, get on TikTok.
I say LinkedIn is very good. Not even if you're even not professional. LinkedIn is a very good place to make connections. I'm obviously on LinkedIn, and I've made some amazing connections. So we have someone coming on the podcast in a couple of weeks, and the way I introduced myself to him was through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stalked him at a coffee morning and introduced myself in person, and he probably thought I was crazy, but he's coming on regardless, so it works. This is what I'm saying. People underestimate the power of these sites and social media, and networking is still everything.
Network. Whether it's in the real world or if it's online.
Anything.
And that is absolutely key and vital to when you start a business.
Yes.
So in people's heads is, right, I'm going to start this cleaning business, but first of all, I want to do some research, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'll start in 3 months. That's fine. Not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so when are you going to start your social media? I'll start it when I start.
No.
You're not. You're going to start today because in 3 months' time, you'll have a bit of a presence. If you wait until the day you start in 3 months' time, you've literally lost 3 months
Of advertising.
of free advertising, of connecting, of networking. And they're like, yeah, but what? I can't because I haven't started the business. Doesn't matter. If you have someone 3 weeks, no one's going to notice you straight away anyway. So if in 3 weeks' time, before you start,
And
someone says,
you've already got a presence on there.
100%.
Yeah.
So you've populated your site.
Yeah.
You've got a bit. You've used it for research. Are people interested?
Yeah.
Are people reaching out?
Also very good, yeah.
Is my content engaging? Because that's the big one.
That's the thing, you've got analytics on all of these sites as well, so you can actually see when people are tuning out,
Yep.
how many people are looking at it.
What might work?
There
what
we go. If
doesn't
they're
work.
visiting your links from that,
Yeah. 100%.
which you should make the most out of.
100%. Is my branding right? Well, I changed it to this, and this seems to work better, so this is what I'll go with. All of it is research. All of it is connecting. All of it is just like networking with different people and finding different people, like you just said.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely crucial that if you're going to start your business in X amount of months, straight away get started.
Oh, I
on
feel
your
much better about starting my socials 3 months before I'm here sat with you today.
Oh my god.
People said to me, what are you going to put on there? You've got no footage. And I said, I'll just put on things at the studio, what I'm doing, the runnings up
Yes.
Just to let people know we are coming.
Exactly.
And this is what I will be providing you.
Exactly, and that's the whole point.
Get a bit of traction, isn't it? Yeah.
People will see it. Oh, I'm looking for a cleaner. Oh, right, so it's 3 weeks before you start this cleaning business, and now someone's actually got in touch and says, oh, can you start cleaning for me next week?
Yeah.
I can't because I'm fully booked until my start date.
There we go. And you've already started getting your customers in ready for when you officially open.
Yeah.
Lining it up.
Exactly. And
Very
then
good.
when you really push it, like you say, people have seen it. They've seen this before.
Yeah.
So engagement
Yes.
is important, because if your posts are not engaging posts, if you just put out a post that goes, I'm a cleaner, and that's it. Yeah, mate.
There's
okay,
100 of them,
fine.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever. But if you put it out in an engaging way where you've got a call to action, or some sort of like, what do you guys think to this particular, just clean your own house. Find a dirty spot before, clean spot after, put it on there. What do you guys think?
What product do you prefer to use for this?
Exactly.
Just engaging, trying to build an audience for your... Yeah.
And that's how you help it go viral, because again, the algorithms come into play.
Yes.
If you've got, say, 50 people, and they're just your mates, and they're not interested in what you do, but you just got them to follow you because you've got some
It's not
people
going to
on
push
there.
you out.
It's not happening, because now that you put your post out, your mates aren't interested. No one's going to engage with that post. No one engages with it, the post dies a death. We've got 3 billion posts every single day.
And it affects your next post, because the algorithm now thinks that people aren't really interested in you, so they're not going to push you out because they think people don't care about your content.
Exactly. So the only people, it's not about the numbers. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of people that you have following you.
Exactly.
So if you get 10, 20, 30 people following you who actually are interested in what you do, when your post goes out, they'll engage.
That's worth more.
Now the algorithm's going to go, oh, okay, these 5 people all engaged in some way. Let's push it out more. Let's push it, and that's how things go viral.
What other practical steps have you got that someone can take when trying to succeed in finding a job or setting up their own business?
You need to be realistic. Everything that we've spoke about all comes into play into this. Sometimes you might just have to take a hit. The job that you are experienced at but are not getting any interviews for, maybe you just need to look at the it's easier to get work when you're in work.
Yes, 100%.
So it might be an idea just to lower your standards a little bit.
Take anything, and then you can continue to look whilst you're
Correct.
there.
That's the whole,
Yes.
100%. It's better to be in work than driving yourself insane, like we said earlier.
Yes.
And having your mental state take a big drop or a big dip, because you're not getting the job. You're not getting the interview, you're not getting the interview, you're not getting the...
So being realistic, lowering them standards, I would ideally like this money in this industry. Sometimes maybe reevaluate, be a bit more realistic and say, well, if I can at least get this for now, and then I can work towards something more suitable or more money, or something I would like to do.
The beauty of it is you might say take a, lower your standard a bit and take a lower job, maybe a bit less money, but you're working for a company who then have a position come up that is what you wanted.
There we go.
It's not impossible for that to happen. Now you're in the company, there could be opportunities to step up.
Also, you'll probably be a lot more relaxed in interviews if you know you've already got a job.
Yes.
You go to that interview, obviously you want that job, but it's not like desperate, I need this,
That's
need
very
this
true.
job.
100%, because you've got the other job that you've got. At least you've still
You've
got
got
a
something
job.
to fall back onto still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the same with, like you said, having a part-time job whilst if you're setting up a business.
Yeah.
You have that fallback, that safety net.
Yeah. The money hasn't come in the first 3-4 months, but at least I've still got some money coming in.
Okay.
At least I'm still, I'm financially not.
If this doesn't work, it is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I have my safety net, and I can still keep pushing.
Yeah. There's that hidden thing of feeling useful.
That's everything. Having purpose.
Yeah.
The longer you are without work, luckily for me, I still had my purpose. I had my daughter to look after. So, but I can imagine for people who don't have that, you're just sat at home,
Yeah.
Where is that sense of purpose? So when you're at that point where you're disheartened, you've been rejected, you've now lowered your standard, how would you suggest someone, because like you said, frame of mind, it can really affect your confidence, your frame of mind. How would you suggest to people to deal with them knocks and to how to keep their mind in a good frame?
The thing is, we all have a version of where we want to go in life. And we think it's right. A, B, C, D. And it's nice. Let's go like that. No. It's going to be A. You go off.
Back a couple of steps and then up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's having that, understanding that belief that every single thing that you do in your life has been a choice.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm sat here now and you're sat here now are all the choices we ever made in our life.
Yeah.
Full stop. The ones that we know of, the subconscious ones, everything. And that's something to contemplate and think about. Now, sometimes you may have to make some choices that kind of go against what it is you're doing, but then there'll be an opportunity comes from that.
To go forward again.
To then suddenly go forward again.
Yeah.
But as we move forward as well, our goal changes.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that, as long as we're still making that slow trajectory. So in my life, just like everybody, we've all had stuff happen in our life, but now this comes back to the choice again. What's your choice going to be? Are you going to be the victim, or are you going to take responsibility?
I think sometimes people find it easier to take victim mentality because then they're not the issue. It's not them that's not working hard enough or them that needs to change.
Yeah.
It's always easier for people to be a victim and blame everyone else.
If something doesn't work out for you, you take the good parts and you move on with it. You don't dwell on the negativity and then again start blaming everyone and everything else.
People forget you can't change the past, but you can work on what's going to happen in the future.
Of course you do. Well,
it's a lesson.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a lesson, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Always, always, always a lesson.
So I would like to ask you a couple of questions from my listeners.
Right, okay.
So I have some lovely listeners online, and one of our first questions is, which niche markets or untapped opportunities do you predict will explode for self-employed entrepreneurs in 2025? And what's the first step to break into them?
Right. That question is a really, really, really good question. And I've never really been asked it before.
Have you not?
No, I have not. So, obviously, the obvious answer is AI. Do something in AI because it's coming. You might as well learn about it now.
It's going to get big and bolder.
Yeah, and everyone's going to be, you either use it or you lose it. And that's it. So I thought that's the obvious answer, but I still wanted to stick with maybe some of the more sort of non-AI,
maybe traditional
sort of things.
Yeah.
That, I'm going to go through 2 or 3.
Okay.
That I thought were interesting, niche.
I like it.
Almost niche style.
I like niche. That's what we want to know. We want to know niche. So let's hear it.
So here's a good one. A local digital declutter for the over 50s.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, why now? There's a lot of people who older people who have kind of maybe embraced technology a little bit, but not completely.
Right.
But it's a mess. So you would go in and you would help them organise everything, like photos, maybe set up their computers properly.
Delete all the rubbish they don't need.
They don't need.
The hundreds of windows they have open like my grandma does.
And run through stuff like that with them. But, help them understand it more, but declutter it all and make it a lot simpler for them.
Make it more digestible.
Yes. So another one, which was really bizarre, is hyper niche TikTok content studio.
Okay.
When you're content marketing and all the rest of it, you can bring someone in who can then help project you in a certain way.
That's interesting.
That is then going to get you clients. So
Very
I think
good.
Yeah. So it's marketing, but
it's
aimed towards
more
TikTok.
TikTok niche marketing.
Yeah.
So that kind of very specific content.
Yeah.
Engagement kind of gaining stuff.
So if you've got that creativity about you and you love TikTok and you use it yourself.
Because some people are really great, like they have just random ideas for content. I'm like, where did you even come up with that? I mean, it's brilliant because I watched the whole 3 minutes. How? Why?
Yeah.
And I always think who comes up with these crazy genius ideas with marketing. But you're right, like that's if you are creative like that, it's a very good idea.
100%. Starts as a conversation, but then eventually becomes a concept.
Yeah.
And then you'll film it and you go, actually that's pants. Let's do it again. And you do it again and again until you hit the gold. So another one is a neighbourhood concierge.
Elaborate.
When I saw this one, I was like, I'm going to include this because I think this is kind of...
I'm intrigued.
And I've never heard of it before. So basically, it's for older adults and busy professionals within your neighbourhood.
Okay.
And what you would do is, you would do anything that they don't have time to do. So it could be dog walking, it could be their washing, it could be cleaning their house, it could be their shopping.
Making their dinner.
It could be anything that allows them not to spend that time doing that sort of thing that they don't necessarily want to do.
Okay, so they could create like an app and say, right, I want this job doing.
Yeah.
And someone could pick it up, kind of thing.
Yeah. Or simply just get some leaflets or go knocking on doors around your local community and say, look, I'm your neighbourhood concierge. I'm here to do anything that you need doing that you don't want to do or don't have time to do.
Do you know what? People would probably lap that up. Because, you know, people are very busy in this day and age, you know.
Yeah.
Time is limited, time is money.
Time is money, time is important.
Mm.
Do you want to go out and do you want to be doing the washing and the dishes and everything else when you could be maybe spending extra time with your family, for example? So you're leveraging your time.
Neighbourhood concierge.
Yeah, I like the title. It's
very
quite fancy.
It is.
It sounds really fancy.
I like that. I like that title. Next time, if I ever need money, I'm just going to go around knocking on doors and be like, "I'm just your neighbourhood concierge."
I'm sure you don't need to wear the
suit
or anything.
I wonder if you need any sort of public liability for that.
Yeah, probably. There is this kind of there's a couple actually. There's a peer grief circle, which you could do online or in person. The world that we live in now, the rise in loneliness.
Especially after COVID, I found that a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't really feel comfortable coming back out again.
No, they didn't. They did not. And old people as well are sort of left to their own devices, and they maybe do want company, but you know, maybe a lot of their friends have passed.
I think that would do really well for people as well, like I said, since after COVID, and I think it would be a good way to bring people out and back together, back into society.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons I kind of liked it, because it could be just that first step back into that realm of then, you know, networking more. Yeah. There are others, but I think if if any of your listeners are creative and they've got the creative mentality about them, they might start. Hopefully, that's kind of stirred a little bit of. Actually, I've got an idea.
Yeah, like that's good, but maybe I could do this, and hopefully we've inspired some people to take that leap. This 100%. Is kind of why I wanted to speak to you today, to really try and give everyone, you know, some different ways of really looking at taking that leap.
I just want people to understand that, like I said, it's easy to set a business up. If you want to set something up, the barriers to entry are either non-existent or they're very simple to navigate. What a lot of people do is they like to procrastinate. Oh, I must do this, and I must do that, and I must do... No. Get started. Stop messing around.
They try to do the unimportant stuff first. Like, we want this and we want that, but they don't really just get it up. Get it running.
I've got to look at my insurance, and I won't be able to fit that in this week. It'll be, you know, the following week. No.
Just get
what
started.
Are you doing? We've done.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I do. I'll tell you what. The amount of times I've said that to people, I'm sat there and I'm going, right, okay, so you're financially viable. Great. The idea is great, and your mindset's in a good place.
So what are you waiting on? There
is no failure in starting a business. The failure is when you don't even try. And you don't even start it. Yeah. That's your failure.
Yes.
That's the failure, because in 10 years' time you'll be going,
I wish I'd done that.
If I'd done it, now it would be working. All these other people are doing it. If you start a business and 6 months in, a year in, and it doesn't work,
at least
for one reason, you've tried. That's not failure. Now you've got a year's worth of experience, worth of using the skills. Now look at the next.
And use them skills, but take it towards your next project.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Phil, thank you so much for joining me today.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a very interesting conversation.
I feel we could talk for hours.
So that is all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to Phil for joining us. It's been very insightful having you here. Insightful for myself as well, so I'm sure it will be for our listeners. As for our listeners, thank you for joining us. If you could like, comment and share this with all your friends, anyone looking to take the leap into self-employment, or anyone out there who's struggling in the job market. Until next time, thank you for joining the Understory podcast.